Hi, I'm Dr. Sean Chaudhary, a board-certified chiropractic neurologist, one of only 1,000 in the world. And if you're watching this video, that's because you wanted more information about fibromyalgia. And until today, you'd heard that there was no way to treat fibromyalgia. You can only just take medications for some of the symptoms. But I'm here to tell you and give you the answers, the secrets to fibromyalgia today. Fibromyalgia is not a muscular problem, it's actually a problem within the brain, when one of the hemispheres or the opposite side of the hemisphere does not work. And what we've noticed with fibromyalgia is that either the right hemisphere of the brain doesn't work, and the right hemisphere of the brain controls this. It controls people with ADD, ADHD, autism, Tourette's, OCD. It allows for anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, paranoia. So we know that one of the hemispheres of the brain isn't working right. Now the left side of the brain controls depression, motivation, problems with reading, spelling, difficulties with expressing yourself. So when you start to notice that those kind of problems are happening, where you're starting to get fibro fog, you're starting to have problems with headaches, problems with irritable bowel syndrome, problems with constipation, diarrhea, sensitivity to light, sensitivity to sound, restless leg syndrome. So we know that all of those are signs and symptoms of fibromyalgia. And so where does fibromyalgia also come from? It has a problem with your immune system. What I mean by that is this. There's two parts to your immune system. You have the Th1 system, which is your T cells and your killer system, and the second part of your immune system, which is your B cells or your antibody system. So we know that one part of your immune system or the other part isn't functioning quite the way it should. And a lot of you have been to your rheumatologist, and they thought you had lupus, scleroderma, Jorgens. They thought you had sarcoidosis. They thought you might have had lupus. Well, what we know is that it doesn't matter what you have, what kind of autoimmune type condition you have. We know that it's very closely associated to autoimmune conditions, and we also know that it's very, very closely associated with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's disease. And what we know is that when you have one of those conditions, you'll go to your doctor and they'll do some blood work and they'll check some stuff, and you'll have all the symptoms, but they're like, either they notice that when they take your labs one time, they're right. And then when they take them another time, they're like, well, I don't see that you have this condition. Or they're like, well, you're borderline, or I just don't see you have it. Well, part of the problem is that lab work throughout the country can be different. We know that in one region versus another region, for instance, blood work, blood sugar, can be 70 to 115 in South Louisiana, and if you go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it's between 65 and 99. So what we know is that there's a problem with blood work because it's only different between different regions, alright? So what we know is that fibromyalgia is not only a neurologic condition, but it's a problem with your immune system. There's also a problem with the adrenal glands. Now the adrenal glands sit on top of your kidneys and they release cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone, alright? And what we notice is that it's directly proportional to your blood sugar, alright? And that's where they find the chronic fatigue part of fibromyalgia. And so when your adrenal glands aren't working the way they should, you're going to start to notice that you feel more tired, more fatigued. And when your cortisol is low, you can't stay asleep at night. When your cortisol is high, you can't fall asleep. And it's when you have problems trying to shut off your mind, alright? And so when your cortisol is high, it decreases hydrochloric acid in your stomach. And when it decreases hydrochloric acid in your stomach, guess what you get? You get constipation, you get diarrhea, you get acid reflux, you get bloating, you get gas. Now that's a big problem, don't you think? Because you start to notice all of those symptoms. But every piece of fibromyalgia is treated differently because you could feel depression, you could feel anxiety, you could have problems with your memory. You're thinking that you're getting short-term memory loss like they do in Alzheimer's. But what the problem is that your doctor is treating each one of these problems separately, but they're not. So you have a problem with your brain, you have a problem with your adrenal glands, you have a problem with your hormones, alright? And that's the piece that we haven't talked about yet. You'll notice that you're having problems with your hormones. And how you know you're having a problem with your hormones is this. And I'm not saying that you have not enough hormones where you need to take creams, but what you need to look at is that maybe you have too much hormone. And what happens is that if your blood sugar is not regulated, you'll start to convert estrogen into testosterone. And what that means for women is that you start to get facial hair. That's how you'll know that something is going wrong with your hormones and you're starting to convert. So all of these aren't different problems. They're the same problem. And that's why most people seek us out. People have come to see us from Hawaii, South Africa, South America. They fly and come to stay and see us for 3 months. And so the reason they come to see us is because we look at all of these things. We put them together to help you. If you haven't found an answer and you haven't found a solution, then you need to come see me here at Recovery Clinics. Call us at 337 478-5634, okay? Or visit us at recoveryphysicalmedicine.com and hear from other people that have had life-changing success from our treatments. Call me today.